Pauline Hanson's Battler bus felt more like a celebrity tour on the cheap than a state election campaign. But the major parties should be deeply troubled by the One Nation leader's star power and what that could bring to the Queensland polls on November the 25th. Federal Senator Hanson is one of the most recognisable Australians alive today, given her history in both politics and pop culture. Never forget she came runner-up in the first season of Dancing with the Stars. Her red hair turns heads in every regional town. Her affront to political correctness also appeals to her fans. One Nation voters don't care if her Chief of Staff James Ashby calls Labor Senator Sam Dastyari a wanker. In fact, they'd probably agree with him. They consider themselves the underdogs, the downtrodden, those felt left behind by Campbell Newman's Liberal National Party government, only to be screwed over by Labor Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk. When Senator Hanson came to town, she could barely walk a metre without being asked for a selfie or given a show of support. She appeared to have genuine interest in people's plights, whether they were a pensioner struggling to pay their power bill or a small business owner doing it tough. There were few policy announcements during the tour, but that was never the point. One Nation, a minor party, won the media war. When Ms. Palaszczuk was dealing with the Adai fallout, Senator Hanson was using cheap plonk to christen her no-frills rental, nicknamed the Battler bus by journalists for its terrible suspension. When opposition leader Tim Nicholls was being grilled over his cuts as treasurer, Senator Hanson was squatting above a wombat. However, the relationship between Senator Hanson and the media can often be prickly, especially when the news turns against her. Journalists joining her on the Battler bus were warned if they sensationalized their stories or did not tell the truth, they would be getting off. "It's a long walk home," Mr. Ashby said on Monday. Despite this, far more access was given to the media on board than is offered to those who travel with Ms. Palaszczuk and Mr. Nicholls. Sitting up front in the driver and passenger seats respectively, there was unfettered access to Mr. Ashby and Senator Hanson on the condition they were shown respect. If they felt that respect was not given, things turned ugly fast. Senator Hanson blasted a 7 Network reporter in Townsville on Friday after he blindsided her with revelations about a domestic violence post made on the Facebook page of an adult store owned by Thurgowa candidate Mark Thornton. That came after the bus almost left dawdling media behind on the Strand as it drove off to the next event at the Townsville Convention Center. Overall, it was an election campaign you could make up, even though most of the day-to-day organization happened on the fly. But there are still 2 weeks to the election and the Battler bus has a long way to go. Copyright AAP 2017.